All right, good morning, Laker fans. What is going on? Trying to get a quick video here in before I head off to 710 ESPN, get some work done over there as well. Obviously, this is going to be the main topic. I'm gonna probably won't be a long video, but just want to at least get all the details out and what I think this means for the Lakers based upon what LeBron just did this morning. So LeBron signs a 2-year, $104 million max deal. Woj had put the tweet out about an hour ago, a little bit more than an hour ago. That's obviously the big news this morning. Is LeBron was waiting, was giving the Lakers some time, see if they can go out and get a player that makes sense. He's going to take less money, and that is now off the board. So something to keep in mind on that front. I want to walk through the article on ESPN.com. I want to walk through basically what this probably means moving forward for the rest of the offseason for the Lakers. And then there's some NBA odds that are out there that I want to walk through as well, which is a little bit surprising, but this could be just people, some of these sites or some of these properties that allow betting. Lakers are always a fun bet, a popular bet. I think they're going to try to take advantage of it. I want to share my screen here. I want to walk through the article, like I mentioned. So Woj put this out. LeBron James staying with the Lakers on a $104 million deal. LeBron has agreed to return to the Lakers. It's a 2-year deal, $104 million, includes a player option for next year. So basically, LeBron is going to put the Lakers in a similar position. I thought I saw something a little bit earlier in the week that Dave McMenamin said, he just doesn't know how much longer LeBron wants to play. I do think these contracts kind of reflect that. I do think a 1+1, yeah, there's financial advantages. Yes, there's advantages of kind of keeping your franchise under hostage for as best as you can. He has a no trade clause into this contract. There's only 2 players, I believe, now in the league with no trade contracts. That's LeBron and his Bradley Beal. Second time LeBron's had a no trade in his contract. I want to say he had one also with Cleveland. But the player option means we could be in this exact same position a year from now, and we could be having the same conversation. I'm not against LeBron doing that, to be honest with you. I think that's fair. I do like that it's a 2-year deal and not a 3-year deal. I think the max he could have got was 3 years, 161, something along those lines. So 2-year deal. I think LeBron should be taking it year by year. And I'd like to say that the Lakers should be taking it year by year as well. But the Lakers have clearly shown that whatever LeBron wants, the Lakers are going to do. This is the part that I think, is the most interesting is what kind of happens from here. So I'll highlight this. The maximum deal of $104 million would put the Lakers about $1 million over the league's new punitive salary second apron and would severely limit the team's roster flexibility. James agent Rich Paul, the CEO of Clutch Sports, is planning to discuss with Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka the possibility of taking $1 million or so below the maximum to keep Los Angeles under the $188.9 million second apron, sources said. Okay, so the details are easy. LeBron's going to turn 40 December 30th. He is going to get 2 years with the Lakers. It's a maximum deal. And whatever flexibility, I'll read something here. Trevor Lane put on Twitter, which I think explains it all. LeBron on a max means no mid-level or receiving a player via sign and trade. Lakers will not be able to take in more salary than they send out in a trade. He can't officially sign that deal until July 6th, but essentially means changes on the roster will have to come via trade. Okay, so remember that conversation that we were having about, hey, what happens and can the Lakers go get Klay Thompson? Because there were reports out there that LeBron was willing to take less money if it's going to help the Lakers roster, if they can get a significant type of player. Remember those names that were out there, Jonas Valanciunas, James Harden, whether they were realistic or they weren't. Klay Thompson. I heard Bobby Marks just say, don't expect DeMar DeRozan to be coming to the Los Angeles Lakers based upon him signing this max deal, the 2-year max deal. So ultimately, I think what this is saying is that we could very, very well be sitting with a similar roster next year. And that doesn't mean it's got to be like that next season. It doesn't have to be like that the entire season, but that could be the case. And that doesn't mean that the Lakers aren't still going to be active and trying to go make a trade. That doesn't mean that the Lakers aren't going to try to put themselves in a position where they can try to figure out um, if there's a player that goes out, can they improve this? Can they improve? It doesn't mean they still can't make trades, but the idea and the concept of what they were trying to do before, the mid-level exception, that ain't happening anymore. The sign and trade flexibility, that's not happening anymore. Which, by the way, I think that's a big reason why the DeMar DeRozan thing won't happen, because DeMar DeRozan, I never thought this. I just never believed he was going to come to the Lakers for 13 mil. I just never believed that. Now, a sign and trade would have gave them some flexibility. A sign and trade would have put the Lakers in a position where you can get some contracts that come out. Now, all of a sudden, he could sign a 2-3 year deal with the Lakers, and maybe then it's more feasible. That's off the table now, too. So I think my overall thoughts on just kind of the predicament for the Lakers, there's two different ways to look at it. But to me, I know that walking into this offseason that the Lakers wanted to be active. I know that LeBron was willing to give some money back if it was the right move, if it was the right player. He was willing to sacrifice and say, I mean, it was obviously very well publicized that he was willing to do that. I know that Rob Pelinka in that front office understands that there are a lot of good teams in the Western Conference, and making some noise in the West is going to be very, very challenging. I also know that it seems like there's no market right now for D'Angelo Russell, and the Lakers were clearly trying to push for some type of D'Angelo Russell trade. I know that everything it feels like the Lakers were hoping for has not happened. And it may very well not happen. And I think that's the thing that I walk away most with, as we're about 4 days into free agency. Some teams were able to maneuver and get better. Some teams took some chances and some risks. Some teams got worse. I don't think the Clippers are going to be the same team next year. I don't think the Nuggets are going to be the same team next year, losing KCP. So it's not just the Lakers are in this position. I think there's obviously multiple teams in this spot. But whatever the goals were for the Lakers, whatever, hey, what can this thing look like by the time the offseason is done? Every single day that goes by, it's looking less and less like it's a successful offseason. Now, the one thing that I will say, A, free agency is not done. There's still players. They got to figure some stuff out, so we'll see what happens. B, Lakers maybe can still make a trade. And C, I guess the reality is this. Do you want Rob Pelinka making a bad move just to make a move, or do you want Rob Pelinka being patient and making the right move? I think we'd all agree with be patient and make the right move. But I don't know if my confidence level is going up on the Lakers situation after every single day that goes by in regards to where the Lakers are sitting, in regards to another player off the board, or a player choosing a different team, or whatever the case is, whatever the details are. My confidence is definitely not going up. I think this has been a very, very, very disappointing offseason for a team that clearly needs upgrades, for a team that I don't think can run it back and legitimately compete in the Western Conference. But that could very well be how the season starts next year. The season next year can start with D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, Anthony Davis as your starters. By the way, it's not an awful roster. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's an awful roster, but they can also very well be a bubble team. They can also very well be a team that's fighting again between 6 and 10. They can also very well be a team that doesn't have LeBron James for 70 games plus, or doesn't have Anthony Davis for 75 games plus. That can also happen. So LeBron, by signing this deal, basically just told everybody out there and just kind of solidified there is not a deal coming for the Lakers anytime soon. There's not a player coming to the Lakers anytime soon. Enough of this. I got to head out. He's going to obviously be a part of the Olympics. I'm signing my deal to make sure that I'm getting this at least $104 million over the next 2 years if he wants it. Obviously, the second year is a player option. But that player exemption, forget about it. The mid-level exemption, forget about it. Sign and trade, forget about it. The only way the Lakers can improve their roster now is through some type of a trade. Okay, one other thing that I do want to also share my screen on. SI has put out Lakers NBA championship odds amongst top 5 in the West after LeBron signs the contract. So obviously here's Woj's tweet showing all the details there of that of the Lakers contract. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show. NBA odds for the 2025 season. This is on DraftKings. Boston, Philly, OKC. I'm buying that OKC stock. I like that squad. Denver, New York, Minnesota, Dallas, Milwaukee, and then here comes the Los Angeles Lakers. I think that's more because it's the Lakers and people typically bet on the Lakers. How does the LeBron extension impact the odds? The Lakers odds being at 3,000 still shows that they are well behind the 4 teams in the West: OKC, Denver, Dallas, and Minnesota. But they got the Lakers in front of all those other teams in the Western Conference, including the Pelicans, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Sacramento Kings, the Golden State Warriors, the Phoenix Suns, the Houston Rockets. So they still got the Lakers. Basically, you have them in, you could call it the middle of the pack of the playoffs. But yeah, I don't know if that's just strictly because they know they can get people to bet on it. Either way, that's where we're sitting right now with the Lakers. I am going to be on 710 ESPN starting at 10 a.m. We're going to continue to talk about this, but I wanted to throw this up here, obviously on Hoops Talk on my YouTube page. So that's where we're sitting. If you guys got thoughts, if you got comments, feel free to put them in the comments below. And please subscribe to the channel. Trying to close in here on 25,000 subscribers. Would mean a lot if you hang out on the channel. Please subscribe to the channel as well. Thanks, Laker fans, NBA fans. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.